Benji made this one.
Yeah. Beats in life.
That's right.
From the very beginning, the first sound is the beat of the heart. The sound of life is only right. Let the beat is the start. We embark on the life of making memories of sounds. In our mind won't be found. We can make it with bound. We experience, experiment until it's a passion. You find your sound eventually. Just master what you practice. The passion becomes more when you develop your repertoire. It's purpose in the making of these beats. What we do it for.
What up, man? Welcome back to another episode of Beats in Life, baby. Today is I got a very special video I want to do. This on one of the hometown heroes. If you haven't heard of John Connor, he is one of, if not the most, he has the most illustrious story. You know, being from where we from in Flint, Michigan, to reach the heights that he has reached in the music business, as far as just being where he ended up going. You know, it's the most remarkable story, I can say, for me personally. He is what I call a soul controller. He is a rapper, he's a producer, and he's an engineer. And I believe he shoots his own videos too. So he's a one-man band. Like, he can do it all. That's what I love the most. I love rappers that can produce, producers that can rap, engineer themselves, people that just don't need nobody. And John Connor, he exemplifies all of that. Like, everything. So what I wanted to do is give y'all a little insight. If y'all haven't heard of John Connor, look him up. I'm going to add the link to this description. This is John Connor on one of my other good friends' podcasts. His name is Joey Cash, and the name of their podcast is the No Cap Podcast. So the link that I'm adding in the description is the actual link to this video, which is on the No Cap Podcast channel. And I need y'all to go over there and like, comment, share, subscribe to that. This is a great interview. This is one of my favorite interviews that I've seen on this channel, but I watch all of their content. I just love their energy. Joey Cash and my guy T Stone over there. Great guys, man. They barbers. They got day jobs as well. And they work diligently on this podcast. One of the shining, if not the shining podcast in Flint right now that focuses on their type of content. So I'm going to add the link to the description in this video, and I want y'all to look at this and learn from how the music business works, especially from that time that John Connor was in it, and how it still works to this day to a certain degree. Oh, I need you guys to listen also as this video and I'm going to add some commentary and add to and give my perspective on my partner John Connor's experience here in Flint, Michigan, and in the music business in general.
You know what I'm saying? You went over there, you did your thing, but the city want to know what happened out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Because we wanted you to be Kendrick. You are Kendrick. You get what I'm saying? And what happened? What happened?
That's dope that you asked me that question.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
Bro, and we can get as deep as you want to get.
Let's talk about it.
Ain't nothing off limits.
Let's talk about it.
Because what I didn't learn, bro, is if I don't tell my story,
Yeah.
then you leave it to other people to create your story for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start letting other people
Yeah.
make up
Put a
your
false narrative out on you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Bro, in a lot of different ways, I be feeling like what people gotta remember, man, is I'm not from California.
Right.
I'm from Flint. Nigga, I'm not even from Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
I'm from Flint, Michigan. So what people gotta understand is every day that I was in California, that shit was like playing an away game in the NBA. Niggas in the studio with Dre are from LA. They don't want this Flint nigga to win. They got cousins that they want to introduce to Dr. Dre.
Right.
They want to write for Dr. Dre. They
Right.
so it's like I have nobody with me out there that's
Just you.
me. So it's just me fighting for me. All these other niggas is coming in the studio with entourages. They can be in this nigga ear like, hey Dre, cuz I got this little nigga, man, my nigga from Compton, nigga, you need to fuck with this Compton nigga. These are the niggas that's in his ear. I'm the only one screaming for me. So this is why sometimes, and I love my city, I do, but I feel like sometimes Flint don't understand how fucking much I had to fight for Flint in
Right.
places that they don't fucking understand. They don't get it. They
Yeah,
don't
they
understand.
don't.
It's like, bro, I'm talking about being in the studio where it's all LA niggas. You understand? And I'm still, yo, homeboy, where you from, blood? Where you from? I'm from Flint. Oh, you from Detroit, my nigga? No, I'm from Flint, my nigga. That's me by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that played a big part of like a lot of things out there. Just people don't be understanding the politics.
Yeah.
That's like, man, let's say it was a record label in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we all came up together. We all from the same hoods.
Right.
Everybody, you know, somebody cousin, somebody auntie related to, right? So
Yeah.
we gon' naturally want to see another Flint nigga win before, let's say a nigga from Cleveland come out here or a nigga from LA or somebody. We gonna be like, yeah, that nigga cool, but my little cousin. Let's get back to talking about my little cousin.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like what I had to deal with a lot
Yeah.
out there. That it was
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? At the time, people gotta understand, Mateen was my manager at the time.
Okay.
And so he was still working on like, I think it was like CBS Sports or ESPN.
Yeah.
So he couldn't be out there in
But-
LA with me.
He was out there by himself.
My other manager, it was a cat named Young Sav. He was from Harlem. He worked at Def Jam. Solid nigga, man. But at the time, he was the vice president of Maybach Music. So he running around with Rick Ross and Wale and all that. He's not out there with me. It's literally just me out there by
That's
myself.
crazy, brother.
So we'll start this with that when you ask like what happened.
Yeah.
So people just have to imagine that it's
Mhm.
like it ain't just about the music you make.
No.
It's not just about man, that nigga cold as fuck. That nigga, man, cause I hear it all the time.
Mhm.
Man, we feel like that nigga doper than Kendrick. We feel like this nigga this. He should be that. He should be this. Well, dog, I'm only one part of it when it's just making the music.
Right.
Okay, after I make the music, you gotta have somebody fighting for you in the meetings. You gotta have somebody not just in the studio when it comes to Dre now. Then I was also signed to Interscope Records. So I was signed to Aftermath, Interscope Records. Right? So that means when you in the meetings with all of these people that don't understand Flint, don't give a fuck about Flint, don't give a fuck about our culture.
Yeah.
Right? When you sitting up there when they saying like, so John, like, what is your vision for the album? And then you like, yo, I'm from Flint, and I just want to tell our story, and I want to talk about how the shop left, and I want to talk about how the water crisis happened. And then they look at you and be like, well, we don't really know like if that's gonna work. What the fuck I'm supposed to do? I'm just me by myself in these meetings with these motherfuckers that don't care nothing about Flint or nothing I'm talking about.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they got fucking 30 other rappers that's about to come in there from LA, Miami, all these bigger cities where we can sell Miami, we can sell LA, we can sell Detroit, we don't know how to sell Flint. So at the end of the day, man, I could be as dope as I wanna fucking be, but when you sign in the major labels like that, if you don't have a nigga like Dame Dash in there fighting for you, if you
Glad
have,
you said that.
if you
I'm
don't
glad
have,
you said
feel
that.
me?
Yeah.
If you ain't a nigga like Master P that's willing to go in there with 100 niggas and sitting there and look in their fucking face and say, you gon' put my album out?
Yeah.
If you don't have a nigga with you like Birdman and Slim, if you don't have motherfuckers like that, then you fucked. You can't just be a good ass rapper and think that that's what's gonna
That's
make
it.
a way for you. It's
Right.
not. We in the music business, the most scandalous, grimy fucking business you could possibly be in.
Just watching in the streets out here.
Bruh, you gotta keep in mind, these are all street niggas that's trying to make legal money. So it's the same streets that you just
You got me on
came
this song
from.
like T-Stone.
But you feel me? It's the
Yeah.
same streets you just came from. It's just, I don't know why people think it's different. It's the same. The
Same.
people that's in these offices are scared. Like, think about it, man. Master P is a street nigga. Birdman's a street nigga.
Mhm.
Jay-Z, Dame Dash, these are street niggas. D&Y from Rough Riders, these are street niggas. Q from motherfucking Quality Control, these are street niggas.
Right.
Fucking Top Dog from TDE, these are street niggas. That's where we come from.
Mhm.
Even how y'all know me. okay, Mo Cleaves and Young Sav, these niggas were street niggas.
Right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you talk about like hip hop or the game, the element of the street shit don't go away. It's just that shit is transitioning into the boardroom. But what the thing is, and what I want people to understand that's watching this, it's certain shit about street mentality that you do have to take in the music business, and some shit you gotta let go. Like some shit you can't just handle like street shit, but the aggression, going in there with that mentality of like, I'm not about to let you fuck me over, looking in these people's eyes like, look, either y'all gonna do this or we about to tear some shit up. You have to keep that, you know. But
you gotta keep it.
You have to. It's not. It's. I'm of the mindset, bro. I don't know if you can win in this shit if you don't have that. So the thing is, with me and my situation, it's you gotta think. When I was coming up, Mo Cleaves was kicking in them doors.
Kicking them motherfuckers
You feel
down.
me? I can remember times where Mo Cleaves.
Shout out to Mo Cleaves.
Shouts to Mo Cleaves. I remember it was times where me and him would be in different clubs, and this nigga didn't give a fuck. He was at every DJ. Y'all niggas need to play John Connor. Why y'all ain't playing John Connor? This nigga, you feel me? So it's like, but if he is working his job at ESPN or whatever, and he's not there to be that in these offices, then what can I do? The way that it was always taught to me is in the music business, you gotta play a certain level of good cop, bad cop. Okay. Everybody has to want to, they gotta like the artist, right? Because you need these people to want to help you. Right. So y'all follow me on. I'm trying to give y'all motherfuckers music industry 101.
Give me y'all some sauce.
So when you coming in the game, when you sign to these labels, you need these people in these offices to be like, oh, John Connor is nice. We like him. He's good. I like his music, and he's humble, and he's nice, and we want to help him. Right? But then that's why, like I say, you do need a Dame Dash, or you do need those type of niggas, because, okay, the artists can be as nice as they want to, but the people in the office got to know that you can't just play with him. Right. Because he got a big brother, or he got one of his hood niggas that's going to come in there and be like, nah, hey, all right, he nice and all of that, but nigga, let's talk about this money. Let's talk about this release date. Let's talk about this marketing. Let's talk about, right? If you don't have both aspects of it, then you kind of up shit's creek. Yeah. Because if I'm just out there by myself, they looking at it like, well, if ain't nobody fighting for John Connor, then fuck it. We just about to move on to the next artist. Right. Let me ask you this. Do you think you were playing a little bit too much of the good cop? I think that because think about it like this. Me, Mo, and Sav, we played that shit like team basketball. Right? Yeah. We all played our role. We all played our position. So if I would have at that time tried to be the bad cop, that would be like a center trying to play point guard. I'm out of my position. I'm not doing what I'm required to do to make the team win. Now I'm doing shit that honestly, that's not my role at that time. You feel me? Yeah. So it was just like, I just think that at that particular point in time, because I didn't have, not to say that Mo and Sav wasn't out there at all, because when they could, they would come out there. But it was like, with the situation that I was in, I think that the times that they weren't there, the label took advantage of the fact that they knew that I didn't have them there to be that that strong ass voice of making the shit happen like I needed it to be. Right. That's deep, brother.
Okay.
That's so deep, man. You out there like young as hell back there.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Still learning.
Yeah. And you did have Montaigne. You know what I'm saying? Young Sav. See, this is my first time ever hearing about Kevin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's talk about your team, man. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, so
charted on Billboard. You feel me?
That's crazy.
So yeah. So okay, that album came out, and
that was that.
Energy made this one.
Yeah. Beats and life.
And I'm like, okay. So at the time, I'm just thinking, and my thing was, if Dre hear my music, that's good enough for me. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a nigga from Flint. I'm in my mama basement. If this shit.
All right. Yeah, so That was John Connor breaking it down. His experience in L.A. with Montein Cleaves. If y'all not familiar with who he is, he's a Flint legend, Michigan State legend. Played in the NBA like 5 years. He played for the Pistons, and he won a national championship, the 2000 national championship. He was like Isaiah Thomas out there on one leg. He was, amazing. If y'all too young to remember who Montein Cleaves is, do your research. He's one of the greatest basketball players ever, right? So, either way, that was John Connor's manager. And also Young Sav. I know Young Sav. That's my guy. Once we got into the music business, he reached out to me and was interested in management, but I had already started managing Energy. But he was interested, and we still cool. That's my guy. He gave me a little backdrop about his history with John Connor, so I know what John Connor talking about and who he talking about in that time frame that Sav was managing him. So the part of that interview that really got me, that really stood out to me, was when he said how he was out in LA and he in the studio with Bloods and Crips. All these people from LA, he out there by himself repping Flint. They don't even know what Flint is at the time like that. This is before the water crisis happened. And it just kind of hit me because I didn't really think of it like that, only because I knew that he was with Dre, and my experience on that Compton album, I was figuring like, okay, this is introduction. This is official introduction. He was on that Dr. Dre Compton album, which came out with the NWA movie, and so I'm like, okay, he about to, take off now. Either way, hearing his experience out in LA during that time, it gave me a lot of insight on what my dude was experiencing out there. And I understand it only because in this music scene that we're part of here in Flint now, we are territorial, but it's to a certain degree, right? We love hearing other people from other regions, use our sound. And at this exact moment, this is a different time frame than when John Connor was out there with Aftermath. This is the full-on content era, the content creation era. This is the full-on, Apple Music, Spotify. I don't even know if Apple Music was out or it was in its infancy when he was signed with Aftermath. So you got all these different platforms that's out right now. You got social media, you add links, you promote your stuff on social media. All your money comes through streams. When he signed with Aftermath, I think it was kind of like right at the infancy of streaming. And we wasn't quite sure, if that was the path. So he was kind of like, CD, half streaming era. So, and it wasn't, I don't even think DistroKid, all these aggregators was out. DistroKid, TuneCore, all these different aggregators. I don't even think they was even out at that time. So, this early on streaming, John Connor was doing good without a record deal. He didn't necessarily need the record deal per se, but to get with Dr. Dre, for anybody, I know even now, for any artist to get with Dr. Dre, they would jump on it. So, that was a great opportunity for him, but in hindsight, and looking at the dynamics that he was up against out there with the politics out there is totally different than the politics in any city. like the gangsters in the boardroom analogy that he gave, that is like 100% true with the music business in general. But when you out there with gang culture, it's on another level. Like, that's something we don't really quite understand coming from Flint. Our gang culture is nowhere near that level of, 2, 3, 4 generations at this point. It's so deeply entrenched in the general culture out there that it just don't compare to any other place, I don't think. LA is a different type of place, just in general. More different than any other place I'd have been. And so, the gang culture has infiltrated every walk of life in LA, especially the music business. So him being from Flint and having to, deal with the politics of that out in LA by himself most of the time, like you said, that was a daunting task. So that was the part that struck out, that really stood out to me on that interview. And I love how Joey Cash was asking him questions, like he asked him, do we think he was playing too much good cop? And I like how Connor answered that, because he was playing his position, playing his role. He had a team that he believed in, and they was playing their roles. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he acted accordingly. He acted properly. I would say great job he did out there under the circumstances. Timing wise, might have not been the best time for him to be out there by himself, in LA, but the people, Dr. Dre, come on now, that was, anybody would have jumped on that opportunity. I'm just gonna say this for the record. John Connor, still to this day, one of the most prolific artists I've ever heard in my life, and producers, and a dope engineer. He does it all. So, wasn't a slight at all. He got so many jewels to share with everybody. AV Squad is the name of his label. I'm a big Connor supporter. I'm not just a fan. I'm a supporter of him. It's one of my brothers, one of my dear brothers. We go way back. I support him in anything he do. I love all his music. Love all his content, his music videos, everything. I'm a big time supporter of him. And actually, I got we got a sneak peek coming. We got a project coming. That's all I'm gonna say. With John Connor. So y'all be looking forward to that. We'll be promoting that real soon. But yeah, go over there. I got the link to that video in the description of this video. Y'all go over there, like, comment, share, subscribe to that channel as well. And thank y'all. Share how y'all feel about this content, what y'all thought about John Connor, how he, his experience with Aftermath, with Dr. Dre, all of the different things that he shared with Joey Cash on that podcast. And I just want to hear from y'all, man. Thank y'all. Enjoy your night. Bye-bye.